Tom Sandoval really just let it all hang out on Howie Mandel's podcast. Yeah, and I don't know if this makes it any better for him, honestly. We definitely need to talk about this. Mandel got One's phone number just doing it beginning of this was
and sweet
exclusive, Nicola, everything going
the whole
talk over the weekend. Unfortunately,
very sort of positive.
All right, welcome back to another YouTube video. Welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you all to the new subscribers and all the support. It doesn't go unnoticed. And before we get into today's video, if you could do me a favor and go ahead and hit like on this video, comment down below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I upload or when I go live. All right, so yesterday I heard, because I saw the post, Howie Mandel said Tom Sandoval was going to be stopping by and talking about it all. Mention it all. And mention it all he did. So I watched the entire episode, and I want to give you my feedback on it. I'm going to give you the highlights. It was a pretty lengthy interview. They did go into a lot, but what was really clear to me was the constant need for Tom to almost make himself look like this victim that just could not break out of this relationship with Ariana, no matter what he did. And that doesn't sit well with me. What I can understand is there were points where he discussed how they were literally just roommates and business partners. There was no affection. They didn't really communicate with each other. They literally led separate lives. They kept a lot of their relationship private because they are on a reality show and they didn't want that to get used against them. But the amount of times that he brought up that he tried to break up with her, or that Ariana was like, I'm not letting you leave me. You're going to have to push me out of this relationship. These things signal to me someone who just at the end of the day did not have the balls to just say, I understand that you feel that you're not ready to end this relationship, but I am. And I'm sorry that this is hurtful, but we need to move on. I'm not happy. I feel like I want to cheat on you. Whatever it is, he's still an adult. He still has the ability to walk away from something. She doesn't have to accept it, but that's better than you doing what you've done, which is essentially lied, tried to conceal, and then now we're going to gaslight Ariana because, well, if she would have just let you out of the relationship when you initially wanted, then we wouldn't be here. He also says that he actually broke up with her on February 14th. He said that they would have ultimately kept it between the two of them until they sorted it out. But that still doesn't make sense to me because you broke up with her on February 14th and then said that she was not really trying to let that be the case. And actually, she actually tried to be sweet with you because you guys got into therapy, because you realized when you made out with Raquel in your backyard, when you got locked out of your house, that these feelings were really intense and you needed to see a therapist about it. Well, I'm not sure what therapist you're seeing, but why on earth would your therapist take this long to get you to a point to be able to get out of a relationship? So then when everything hits the fan, now you're playing this whole like, but, well, I wanted to get out, but she wouldn't let me. I wanted to break up with her, but she wouldn't allow it. She wouldn't allow for us to actually end this. That's BS. That is a cop-out, and that is still making excuses for the fact that your behavior was just absolutely disgraceful. So I think this was a big miss. I think what Tom should have focused on if he was going to go tell his side of the story is he should have focused it on him and his behavior and what he's learned from it. Not about what Ariana didn't let you do, or that Ariana didn't get the message, or she didn't want this to end, so you were like stuck. It's like, no, you're not stuck. No one is stuck. You were not chained to the walls of the house. You could have easily made arrangements, and you could have easily said, yeah, this is absolutely happening. I'm checked out. I don't feel the same way anymore. And she would have had no other choice but to have to move on from it. But then he brings up the fact that essentially he's the one that got the cameras to pick back up on this because he felt like it's not right that Ariana doesn't have to deal with any drama. And since this is coming up, then it's only right that we get this on the show. So that's why you see this play out on the show, which I'm like, oh, so you were the one that got the producers to pick up the cameras? It wasn't the production company that saw the news hit the fan and was like, oh, we got to get in there. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like this constant, like, he at the same time, though, will claim that he did an awful thing. He's a bad person and he absolutely deserves a hate. But see, that to me is not genuine. I don't really think he feels that way. I really think in his heart, he felt like he had no other option. He was left with no options because Ariana would not let him end the relationship. And listen, I don't think Tom has done the worst thing ever. I mean, they do talk about on this episode how crazy it is that this story came through the Bravo bubble and has hit every entertainment news segment. Even CNN was talking about Scandoval. Like, that is kind of crazy when you think about it, because there has been worse things that have become uncovered on reality TV. This is not the worst. I think the reaction that we are all seeing from people is not so much about the cheating. Like, if Raquel was just some other chick that wasn't on the show, was not friends with any of these people, would it have been bad? Yeah, but it would not have been this whole big scandal that it is. The difference is, for me, people are really kind of disgusted at the fact that two people that were so close to Ariana could lie to her to the point where, they're literally doing it in her face, which Tom also alludes to too. He says, we were so separated in our relationship that she didn't even know who I was hanging out with. And, then he talks about how he tried to see Raquel as much as possible. And it just signals to me that, like, he's such a narcissist. He's such a narcissist. You are still trying to find blame with Ariana as to why all of this happened in the first place, because you couldn't control yourself, because you weren't happy and you chose to not do anything about it and make any real change. So you wanted to see how far you could, have your cake and eat it too, while you played this, oh, I'm not happy. It takes two people to work on a relationship. And if you really cared about her and the relationship, then you would have probably tried to do what she was doing, which is, while she was in therapy, probably realized, wait, I need to do more. I need to show him that I actually care. And so when you say, Tom, that you felt bad because she was turning herself around and being more loving and affectionate and being more respectful of you, but that just broke your heart because you knew what was coming anyway. Like, that's the type of stuff that I think is unnecessary. It does nothing for the future potential, if there is any, for you guys to even have a friendship down the road. But I say, get that house listed and get the hell out of Dodge, Ariana. Move on with your life. Things are blowing up for her. If you haven't heard, she is allegedly being picked to be on Dancing with the Stars. She just shot a Lifetime movie. Hopefully the sandwich shop comes next. So there's no bad ending here, other than the fact that this relationship ended the way that it did, which is unfortunate. But I feel personally, Tom made himself sound worse. So I can only imagine how he was at the reunion. But I want to hear what you guys think about this, and go check out that Howie Mandel podcast episode. It did premiere earlier today. It's really interesting. It's really interesting too, because Howie doesn't watch Vanderpump Rules, but his co-host daughter does. So it's very entertaining. Great episode. But let me know your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye.